Hi everyone, welcome to Brain and AI Research Group. In today's video, we'll be talking about psychosocial care in pediatric oncology. So, if you just break down the initial term psychosocial, so psychologically, how your social environment can help take care of the pediatric population, especially the ones who are cancer survivors or have recently diagnosed any sort of cancer, how to deal with that, how the social support can help and take care of them, that's what we look into in today's video. Okay, so basically, patient and family centered care is a very important approach that we'll try to study about. In healthcare, that is grounded in a mutually beneficial partnership. Now, this can be provided by healthcare providers, and it is a mutual collaboration with the patient and their families. And they play a vital role in ensuring the health and well-being of an infant, child, or adolescent recognized or maybe dealing with any type of cancer. Okay, within family centered care environment, the most important components are emotional, social, and development. Ultimately, these are very small age of people. These are kids, they could be infants, they could be adolescents also. So one thing, they could be very emotionally sensitive. Secondly, they could feel multiple social issues like body image issues, feeling anxiety about their appearance and everything. Thirdly, they are at a very crucial stage, a very sensitive stage, where they're planning or basically trying to develop both physically and emotionally. Okay, so support here acts as an integral component of healthcare ultimately. Okay, so cancer diagnosis require many experts here. So in addition to the oncologist, it requires social workers, psychologists, child life workers, rehabilitation therapists, child psychiatrists, and many others. So if I say this is a type of field which requires a multidisciplinary approach and not just the potential oncologist who is treating the participant, basically the patient, but team of multiple experts coming together to take care of a child. Okay. So when it comes to pediatric oncology setting, it means that healthcare providers, it is crucial for them to listen and honor the patient and family's perspective also, their choices. Now see, this is a possibility that the child you are dealing with, आप जिस भी बच्चे से deal कर रहे हो, they could belong to a different cultural background, they might have different beliefs, they might have different choices or values they want to maintain. So due to these cultural differences, it's not that as a doctor or as a psychologist you have to manipulate them with your thoughts. You should never do that. The main and the most important component, key, is to honor the patients and families perspectives here. Okay, because providers also shape policies, programs, and facility design, and facilitate day-to-day staff interactions through ongoing discussions and feedback with the patients and families. Okay, so the most important areas which I can say in the clinical practice and research, we can see that how to manage the distress which is arising within the patient. किसी भी तरीके का distress आ रहा है, obviously this is not a good news जो भी किसी child और उसकी family के सामने break हुई हो. Ultimately how to deal with that, वो जो particular stress और distress हम यहाँ पे देख रहे हैं, how to assess that and how to manage that, it is the important part. Screening of psychosocial risk factors after cancer diagnosis, and the survivorship, of course. Particularly studies of late effects of those who are cured are also being under exploration when it comes to the research in this domain as well. तो obviously clinical practice तो साथ ही साथ होती रहती है. Other than the clinical practice, the research in these areas is also important. If you'll not do the research ki how or what is the best for a student, what is the best for the patient, what is the best for the child, you cannot apply in the future clinical practices. So the clinical practice and the research here goes kind of hand in hand. Okay. Okay, so now let's start talking about the psychosocial care. Now your psychosocial has different components. I mean, everything has a step. So when do you actually require the psychosocial care? It could be either at the time of diagnosis or maybe initiation of the treatment, or maybe when you are dealing with sibling donors or something like that. Okay, so let's start with the diagnosis first. Ultimately, the excellent psychosocial care begins at the time of diagnosis, which is जब पेशेंट को पता चलता है दैट दे आर डायग्नोज्ड विद एनी टाइप ऑफ कैंसर, या उनकी फैमिलीज को ये न्यूज़ पता चलती है, दैट इज़ द मोस्ट एक्सेलेंट टाइम कि हमें साइकोसोशल केयर स्टार्ट कर देनी चाहिए. इट इनकॉर्पोरेट्स अर्ली असेसमेंट, continuing and consistent care, a range of therapeutic interventions also, and utilizes interdisciplinary resources of family members. Okay, so this is the best time to initiate certain assessments, सब चीज़ों का ध्यान रखना, and if required certain therapeutic interventions भी apply करना. A diagnosis of a childhood cancer is, I mean, see, it's often a traumatic event for a family. ऐसा तो है नहीं this is a good news. Everybody will have some sort of, traumatic emotion out of it. The way in which the diagnosis of a cancer is presented significantly influences the family's initial reactions. So sometimes it is also important for a doctor how they break the news to the family. ओके आप कैसे न्यूज़ को प्रेजेंट करते हो, आप कैसे डायग्नोसिस बताते हो, आप आगे का प्रोग्नोसिस या आगे का ट्रीटमेंट प्लान कैसे समझाते हो, इट डिटरमाइंस कि फैमिली कैसे रिएक्ट करती है इस न्यूज़ को. ओके द इनिशियल मीटिंग विद द फैमिली विच शुड बी बेसिकली held as quickly as possible once a cancer diagnosis is reached is an opportunity to establish a trusting physician patient family relationship. Now your physician has broken the news. सो फिजिशियन ने तो बता दिया, डॉक्टर ने तो बता दिया ये कैंसर है. नाउ वो डॉक्टर पेशेंट और फैमिली के साथ कैसे रिलेट करता है, उनके बीच ट्रस्ट कैसे बैठता है थ्रू आउट द प्रोसेस ऑफ ट्रीटमेंट, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट. ओके सो हेयर द साइको ऑन्कोलॉजिस्ट has a fundamental role in determining whether the medical information is clearly communicated and understood by the family. इसका मतलब that it is responsibility of a psycho-oncologist कि whether जो family है, family medical information clearly समझ गई है और उनको सारी doubts and information are that clear to them or not. Okay, assessing each family member's coping mechanism and learning style is the key component. अब कोई हर इंडिविजुअल कैसे इंफॉर्मेशन को प्रोसेस करता है, कैसे रिएक्ट करता है, कैसे ग्रीफ से कोप करता है, दैट इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट है. For example, some caregivers might search for and request detailed information of their child's cancer treatments, okay, while others may feel overwhelmed by all the new information and only want what they absolutely need to know. Okay, so there are two sets of people. एक जिनको सब कुछ जानना है, जिनको पूरी डिटेल्स चाहिए so that they can check it on their and also घर जाके भी उसके बारे में पढ़ें, सारी डिटेल्स लें. And there is other set of people, they get overwhelmed very easily. तो वो चाहते हैं कि डॉक्टर सिर्फ उन्हें इतना बताए जितना ज़रूरी है. They don't want to get into the too much details and get more anxious and more depressed later on. Okay, so basically the category of family जो बहुत अच्छे से monitor कर रही है सारी चीज़ें may be quite distressed by all they have read या require considerable support while they learn something about the diagnosis. But it is equally important to make sure that the other side of family, while wishing to avoid the detailed medical information, have sufficient information as well to make the informed decision. Okay, तो दोनों टाइप की फैमिलीज को सपोर्ट तो रिक्वायर्ड होता ही है. Okay, then the days and weeks following a new cancer diagnosis are important time to be available and no offer support or guidance to the child and family. So basically initial diagnosis के टाइम कोई भी तरीके का सपोर्ट की कोई भी फैमिली को चाहिए होता है, दैट इज़ द मोस्ट क्रूशियल टाइम टू गिव इट टू देम. दे माइट वांट सर्टेन इन्फॉर्मेशन, दे माइट वांट सर्टेन काइंड ऑफ रीअश्योरेंस, दे माइट वांट सर्टेन डिटेल्स रिगार्डिंग सब कैसे होगा, दे माइट वांट कि द चाइल्ड अंडरस्टैंड्स कि सोशली कैसे उसको अपने आप को आगे रखना है. ठीक है, नियरली ऑल केयर गिवर्स रिपोर्ट सिग्निफिकेंट साइकोलॉजिकल डिस्ट्रेस इन द फॉर्म ऑफ एंजाइटी. When it comes to the name of cancer itself, anxiety सबको ही start हो जाती है. So with the demand of frequent medical tests and treatments lives a very distracted of and roles and responsibilities within the family that need to be seen, heard and evaluated. Okay, having a roadmap of treatment can help the family focus on what needs to be done and provide some sense of relief, optimism and improved mood. सी अगर हम किसी को एक पाथवे दिखा देते हैं, हम उनको एक काइंड ऑफ ट्रीटमेंट प्लान बता देते हैं कि ठीक है अब आपका ये कैंसर डायग्नोसिस हुआ है या आपके बच्चे का ये कैंसर डायग्नोसिस हुआ है, हाउ डू यू हैव टू गो अहेड विद इट, क्या ट्रीटमेंट प्लान होगा, हम इस चीज़ को कैसे मैनेज करेंगे, ये कितने टाइम तक चलेगा. सो दिस इज़ द इम्पॉर्टेंट इन्फॉर्मेशन. अगर आप ये इन्फॉर्मेशन अपने फैमिली मेम्बर्स को दे देते हो, बेसिकली द फैमिली मेम्बर्स ऑफ द पेशेंट, तो दे विल गेट सम सॉर्ट ऑफ रिलीफ, थोड़ा सा पॉजिटिव अप्रोच आएगी लाइफ के लिए. द होप विल इंक्रीज अ बिट, हो सकता है उनका थोड़ा मूड भी ठीक हो जाए. फैमिलीज ऑल्सो बेनिफिट फ्रॉम नोइंग व्हाट नॉर्मल इमोशनल रिस्पॉन्सेज आर एंड हाउ टू आंसर द क्वेश्चंस फ्रॉम फैमिली एंड फ्रेंड्स इफ दे आस्क. सो बेसिकली दिस प्रिपेयर्स देम हाउ टू डील विद द सोसाइटी ऑल्सो. सो the most important role here is of the psycho-oncologist, which help them to deal with the social support, to deal with the society and how to help the patient to overcome all the issues they might be facing. So here support is not just for the patient or the child or the infant who has the cancer diagnosis, but for their family also, so that they know how to go ahead with the treatment planning for the child, how to help the child to recover early. Okay, because child right now is not mature enough to make their own decisions, to handle themselves emotionally. So the family and the most near and dear ones are very important to the child. अच्छा, फॉर एग्जाम्पल अगर आप नॉर्मली देखो, इफ अ चाइल्ड फील सिक, अगर बच्चे को कोई भी चोट लगती है या द चाइल्ड इज हैविंग एनी काइंड ऑफ पेन, ही और शी डायरेक्टली लुक्स टुवर्ड्स देयर पेरेंट्स और समवन दे लव द मोस्ट. तो बच्चा सबसे पहले भाग के अपनी मम्मा के पास ही जाता है कि मुझे चोट लग गई. सो एट दैट पॉइंट ऑफ टाइम इट इज़ वेरी क्रूशियल दैट parents are also prepped enough so that they know how to take care of their child during the tough times. Okay. ओके, सो अल्टीमेटली व्हाट इज़ हैपनिंग है, जब डायग्नोसिस होता है कैंसर का, तो फैमिली की रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटीज़ गेट री इवैल्यूएटेड. आई मीन एमिड्स द मेडिकल टेस्ट, द ट्रीटमेंट, सबकी ना लाइफ, द लाइफ ऑफ द केयर गिवर्स ऑल्सो गेट डिस्ट्रप्टेड. दे नीड टू टेक केयर ऑफ दैट बेसिक नीड्स आर मेट. आई मीन वर्किंग टू रिटेन मेडिकल इंश्योरेंस, पेइंग द बिल्स, केयर ऑफ द हेल्दी सिबलिंग्स, घर पे जो लोग हैं उनका कैसे ध्यान रखना है, हॉस्पिटल में जो बच्चा है उसका कैसे ध्यान रखना है, अपना काम कैसे मैनेज करना है, घर फाइनेंशियली कैसे मेंटेन करना है. So there are multiple issues that a family needs to figure out. So at that point of time, giving them a roadmap helps them decide how to go about everything so that they can plan things up. Second point आता है to provide the psychosocial care when the treatment is started, during the initiation of the treatment. So for the child, psychosocial care at diagnosis and initiation of the treatment includes offering age appropriate interventions. So basically बच्चे की age के हिसाब से, whether it's an infant, whether it's a child, whether it's an adolescent, certain interventions could be used. Okay, sometimes positive incentives for cooperation with procedures, sometimes the breathing exercise and developmentally appropriate distraction techniques during the procedures could be required. Like for example, positive incentives may, we can consider that the child might be reluctant to get an injection. तो हम उसको बोल सकते हैं that you will get a chocolate only when you will take this injection, or you will get a gift only when if you complete this medication course. So ultimately किसी भी तरीके का positive incentive या किसी भी तरीके का gift और इनाम can encourage them to cooperate during the procedures. Breathing exercises भी होती हैं to calm them down in case they are little panicked, and in case some distraction is required, like for example while the doctor is injecting the injection to the patient, they can watch TV, they can watch a video game, they can basically do something else which distract them from the actual procedure. For kids, sometimes the storytelling, fantasy play and puzzles are often useful for the preschool child, whereas the school age child may benefit from engaging in medical play. Okay, सो देर आर डिफरेंट वेज. अगर बच्चा बहुत छोटा है, आप उनको स्टोरी सुना सकते हो, कोई फैंटेसी प्ले या डॉक्टर टीचर प्ले या पजल्स यूज़ कर सकते हो आप उनको डिस्ट्रैक्ट करने के लिए. अगर चाइल्ड थोड़ा बड़ा है तो आप डिफरेंट प्लेज से उनको मैनेज कर सकते हो. प्लेज एज इन कि ये आपके डॉक्टर हैं, आप इनके पेशेंट हैं, आप इनको ऐसे बोलेंगे तो ये ऐसे करेंगे. बेसिकली मेक बिलीव प्ले जो बचपन में सब करते थे. For those undergoing the surgery, short preparatory visits to the operating and recovery rooms can help. सी, एकदम से आप किसी बच्चे को सर्जरी रूम में लेके जाओगे या रिकवरी रूम में लेके जाओगे, एज पर द इन्वायरमेंट थिंग्स कैन गेट लिटिल इंटेंस फॉर देम. दे माइट फील लिटिल पैनिक्ड कि हमें एकदम से कहाँ लिया है. सो बिफोर द सर्जरी इट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट कि आप उनको फेमिलराइज करो विद सच रूम्स एंड एनवायरमेंट, सो दैट एकदम से उनके लिए कुछ न्यू ना हो जाए. सडनली एवरीथिंग इज नॉट न्यू फॉर देम एंड दे विल नॉट गेट पैनिक्ड. ओके, so working with families and medical team to allow and encourage adolescents to participate in medical decisions is important also. Like see, adolescent is a age group of a child, I mean the age group of kids where they are in a stage where they are not entirely or legally considered capable to make their own decisions, but there's a extent to which they understand things what is happening to them. So इट इज़ इम्पॉर्टेंट कि जहाँ भी एप्लीकेबल हो, जहाँ कंसेंट की रिक्वायरमेंट हो, परमिशन की रिक्वायरमेंट हो, आप एक बड़े बच्चे से ज़रूर पूछें एक बार कि वो क्या चाह रहा है, कैसे चाहता है, क्या सोच रहा है. ठीक है, ये बात सही है, वो अपना डिसीजन नहीं ले सकते, बट उस लेवल के, उस एज के बच्चे को समझना भी उतना ही ज़रूरी है. ट्राइंग टू अंडरस्टैंड देयर थॉट प्रोसेस, व्हाट दे फील अबाउट द ट्रीटमेंट, देयर कंसेंट इज इक्वली इंपॉर्टेंट इन दैट सेंस, ताकि आप उनको सही से समझा सको व्हाट इज इंपॉर्टेंट, व्हाई इट इज इंपॉर्टेंट, हाउ दैट विल हैपन. ओके, एक्सप्लेनिंग देम द रिजल्ट्स ऑफ लेबोरेटरी टेस्ट. मे बी द चाइल्ड सेज कि आई डोंट वांट टू गिव माई ब्लड टेस्ट. तो अगर आप बच्चे का कंसेंट लोगे, देन ओनली यू विल बी एबल टू अंडरस्टैंड उसका थॉट प्रोसेस क्या चल रहा है. इफ़ यू विल अंडरस्टैंड दैट थॉट प्रोसेस ओनली, देन यू विल बी एबल टू एक्सप्लेन टू देम ना कि दैट Blood sample is important because we need laboratory test results so that we can cure you, so that we can work at your treatment. Involving them in discussions of treatments helps establish a strong working relationship with the medical team from the outset. तो बच्चा अगर involved feel होगा ना अपने treatment में, they'll have a very strong relationship with the caregivers and the doctors. So basically they'll try and cooperate during the treatment process. Okay. So, next important element of your psychosocial care are the siblings. Paying attention to the siblings in the family is a critical element of psychosocial care. Okay, comprehensive care considers the needs of siblings from the time of diagnosis till the course of illness, including bereavement and survivorship. Siblings often feel that their need pale in comparison to those of their sick brother or sister, and yet they experience the same emotional reaction to the diagnosis of cancer. That could be shock, disbelief, helplessness, sadness, guilt, plus jealousy, without the luxury of doctors and staff who are worried about their emotional needs. Okay, so basically, obviously, there is a possibility agar one of your child is in the hospital and who is undergoing the treatment of a cancer, and there is one more sibling that is at home. So natural si baat hai, if the parents are with a sick child in the hospital, the other one might feel jealous, the other one might feel alone, and other one might feel some kind of sadness or guilt. So there is a possible jealousy also. They might show certain similar symptoms emotionally. Okay, but there is a basically the real difference is they do not have the luxury of doctors and staff who are also worried about their emotional needs, like the patient who has the psycho-oncologist with them to look into that. Throughout the treatment, the healthy sibling may feel a sense of isolation as the family travels out of town to the new treatment facility, or as he or she depends on time at home with extended family and friends home. So basically, as I mentioned, agar parents hi ghar pe nahi honge, they are with a sick child who is in the hospital, so the other kid who is at home might feel lonely. He might feel that I'm not being taken care of, I'm not loved, मुझे किसी और के पास छोड़ दिया. So these are certain natural feelings that might come to from time to time in his mind. Disruptions in daily routine, prognostic uncertainty can lead to difficulties in school, acting out of behaviors at home. Anger or withdrawal are also visible. Siblings respond well to support and consistency. Many siblings also thrive with the additional responsibility thrust upon them. While cancer centers do not spend time evaluating the psychosocial needs of pediatric cancer patients' siblings, it is the author's hope that this practice will change in the near future. So, whatever the researchers and everyone says, see, ideally, it's not the responsibility of the psycho-oncologist of the patient to look into the emotional needs of patient sibling. But gradually, the researchers and the authors in various studies try to see that hope this practice should ideally change in the near future, because as far as the importance of parents is concerned in the child's life during the treatment process, the siblings are equally important as well. Hospital programs that include siblings and their child, and teen programming, and those that have specific programs for siblings are increasingly reorganized for their importance. National organizations such as Super Sibs, if you know, are working hard to ensure that the children whose brothers and sisters of cancer feel supported, honored, and recognized, to help them to face the future with strength, courage, and hope. Then, as a part of psychosocial care, comes the creating an optimal healing environment wherever the child is, whether it's a hospital, whether they are, getting their treatment at home. Creating a relevant optimal healing environment is another crucial component. Okay, so this includes creating a physical space using the principles that have been shown to promote health and increased quality of life. Okay, healing principles takes into consideration like the appropriate use of colors. Matlab, trying your best to have a very calming colors in your room, very dim relevant lights which are not pushing the eyes, or maybe they are not affecting the eyesight, or they are not very sharp for your eyes. Considering the shapes around, the level of different noises that might come across, the music and the natural elements. For example, the use of color in children's hospital has been shown to create more cheerful environment, whereas exposure to art reduces stress. Bright light has been shown to reduce depression, and those in sunny rooms have shorter periods of stay compared to those in dull rooms. In a group of parents of children with severely developmental disabled children, a correlation has been found between their satisfaction with the building environment, okay, and their satisfaction with the healthcare services also. There was also a study which focused on interior of hematology and oncology unit. Patients, their parents, and the hospital staff participated in objective ratings of physical environment, along with the other measures to elucidate the network of relationship between physical design. So, Ultimately, it is important that pediatric hematology oncology patients, their parents, and hospital staff were more satisfied in environment with better physical amenities. Okay, they said that led to better healthcare satisfaction, better psychosocial functioning emerged out of that. All right. So moving on, I mean, if you have heard of the same, the Roy and Patricia Disney Family Cancer Center provides the wonderful example of how healthcare systems can address healing of mind, body, and spirit. After extensive consultation with many disciplines and family members, specific spaces within the center were designed to promote comfort and tranquility, including the indoor and the outdoor areas for quiet contemplation. So, if you are interested, look into their page or look into the details online. The colors and the materials were selected from natural environment to enhance a sense of healing, growth, and life rather than, customary sterile clinical atmosphere. While the most centers will not have the resources to create such an extensive and sophisticated physical environment, it is clear that attention to creating spaces where the child can ultimately relax, teens can independently find comfort, and caregivers can obtain the sense of peace should be an essential component of the all psychosocial oncology programs. This is especially important when extended periods of time are spent in the medical environment, such as in the, probably in the cause of transplantation. Next come the transplant and donor issues. Now, stem cell or bone marrow transplant are becoming standard therapy for many high risk malignancies. Attentive pediatric oncology programs recognize that psychosocial interventions can begin at the time of maybe when the family decides to undergo the transplant through the search of appropriate donor and continues with a long term follow up post transplant to assess psychosocial, neurocognitive, and psychoeducational sequel. Now, basically, after the transplant, possibly, the period following the acute phase of treatment is referred to the transition phase. The loss of daily medical staff support, the process of school, social reintegration after, the stressful phase of their life. Ideally, after the discharge, a psychosocial team, one of their members makes the call between clinical visits to assess for the social functioning, mood, sleep, appetite, and symptoms of post traumatic stress. During the follow up, families benefit from knowing that the oncology team will continue the monitoring potential neurocognitive and psychosocial late effects, and that counseling and the other nursing interventions will continue to be available. Obviously, अगर child का transplant हो गया है and if the child is discharged, once they heal, they'll start with the regular activities. They'll start with their school. They'll start with being present socially. They'll have a separate mood, how they're feeling, how well they're sleeping, how much they are eating, symptoms वापस तो नहीं आ रहे हैं, कोई post traumatic stress के symptoms तो नहीं है. All that is usually monitored. Okay, for the psycho-oncologist make sure that they follow up with the patient during the clinical visits they have. Obviously, the nursing interventions and the facilities will continue to be available, but it is also important that you schedule a meet with the psycho-oncologist so that they can make sure child is able to adapt with the changing environment after their transition phase. Okay. Then the next thing comes the donors themselves, the one who is donating the any of the organ or bone marrow or stem cell thing, anything. Okay. See, when it comes to donors, feelings of ambivalence and distress are common, and those who are able to be a donor are proud to be immunologically compatible. But here is the catch, they are anxious about the hospital procedures. मतलब ठीक है, they are very happy about that. ठीक है, मैं compatible हूँ, I can donate, I can act as a donor for this patient, but they don't know, they are skeptical about the hospital procedures कि ये hospital तो कोई problem नहीं create करेगा, मुझे तो कोई दिक्कत नहीं होगी आगे. And it is also observed that the non-matched siblings may feel relief but also rejection because they are not a match. So एक तरफ जो compatible नहीं है, they might feel little relief कि ठीक है चलो मुझे कोई problem नहीं होगी आगे, but there is also possibility they might feel rejection. हो सकता है बच्चे के मन में आ जाए कि फैमिली सोचे ये तो किसी काम का नहीं है, ये तो किसी काम नहीं आया दूसरे बच्चे के. So you need to look into that as well. Individuals of all the ages may find pre-donation evaluation as anxiety producing, as previously unknown medical conditions might be discovered, and sensitive and confidential questions are definitely asked regarding the sex sensitive or their sexual practices or the drug use, the answers to which might be preclude the donation. So that is also a sensitive topic while you are talking to the potential donor. These issues can have a significant emotional impact on the possible sibling donor, The developmental of comprehensive preparation and follow-up procedures post stem cell collection and transplantation can reduce the negative effects for the pediatric donors. Ultimately process जब हो जाएगा अच्छे से, that would create a sense of relief. But उससे पहले while see donor is physically compatible, but जो उसकी एंजाइटी है, जो उसके दिमाग में डाउट्स हैं, जो फेज है जहाँ पे उसके बारे में काफ़ी चीज़ें क्वेश्चन उससे पूछे जाएंगे, वहाँ देयर इज़ अ पॉसिबिलिटी ही और शी में गेट अनकंफर्टेबल. चाहे अल्कोहल के बारे में पूछा जाए, चाहे उनकी सेक्शुअल एक्टिविटी के बारे में पूछा जाए, सो देयर इज़ अ पॉसिबिलिटी वहाँ थोड़ी अनकंफर्टेबल सिचुएशन अराइज हो उनके लिए. सो दैट्स अ सेंसिटिव एरिया एंड दैट नीड्स टू बी डेल्ट विद caution. Then comes the completion of therapy. Once the treatment is completed, families face new challenges. See, ideally, many people in the child's life anticipate that the completion of therapy is a very joyous occasion for the families, and it should be. But yet, for many of this transition phase from security of medical center to preparing for the future is the time of anxiety, uncertainty, and perceived vulnerability. So, for example, you can consider a child was admitted to the hospital in the cancer center and was being monitored by the hospital staff from last 8 to 9 months. But once the treatment was complete after 9 months, when he get back to his original life, so he might feel anxious कि मैं अपनी life वापस कैसे start करूँ? How do I begin from step one again? There might be uncertainty, there might be vulnerability कि मेरे दोस्त क्या बोलेंगे, मैं उनको क्या बताऊंगा, how they'll behave with me, and they might have forgotten me. So the child might have certain questions in their mind. While the most long-term survivors are psychologically resilient, having had a pediatric cancer is a risk factor for somatic symptoms, sometimes the cognitive impairment also. So psychosocial interventions in preparation for the end of treatment should be the part of comprehensive care cancer program. It's not like when it comes to the psycho-oncology, आपने बस treatment start कर दिया, child physically ठीक हो गया and you are done. No, the appropriate plan should be decided, like how do you want to terminate the therapy, how do you want to terminate the intervention. See, during the course of that process, the child is emotionally dependent on you as a psychologist. Okay, so while the program ends, while the treatment plan ends, it is your responsibility as a psycho-oncologist to make the child independent of you and to make him tackle his life on his own. Okay, so the team works with the family to monitor for the treatment associated late effects. Secondly, to understand the importance of adhering to medical follow-up कि in case आपको time to time visits करने ही हैं, and for those with central nervous system disease or treatments to continue the assessment of neurocognitive and consequences of cancer. So like अगर किसी को brain related issues थे, brain tumor something था, तो उनको भी importance समझाई जाती है कि ठीक है अभी तो treatment खत्म हो गया है, but it is important कि आप time to time assessments के लिए हमारे पास आ जाओ, so that we can identify if something comes up again. Importantly, helping caregivers to allow their child a sense of autonomy to adult care is essential. Okay, so the medical team should provide the child and the family with a clinical summary that the details of the cancer treatment and recommendation for health screening and risk reducing behaviors. एक summary उनको देनी चाहिए so that they can prep themselves or they can cater to or they can use that for their future use. Providing an opportunity to find the sense of purpose, meaning in the cancer experience can be an essential component of end of the treatment care. All right. Then comes another thing. Then comes the reoccurrence. So firstly we saw कि treatment खत्म हो जाता है तो क्या करते हैं? Treatment is over, the child came back home and he's trying to adapt to his regular life. The problem arises when the cancer reoccurrence occur. And that can feel more overwhelming than the initial diagnosis, because initially the family was happy कि चलो ठीक है, the physically the child is fine, it was a deadly disease or something. But when it comes back again, when it reappears, that could be more overwhelming and many find it more difficult to maintain the optimism there कि अब क्या करें हम. The relationship that have been formed throughout the illness will help you sustain the family during these challenging times. It is important for the family to identify the coping mechanisms that help them adapt after the initial diagnosis. Coping improves once families are reassured that they are actually better prepared to cope with the reoccurrence. So basically as a psycho-oncologist, it is your duty to teach the family कि treatment के बाद भी अगर by chance reoccurrence होता है, then how you can cope with the same in a healthy manner. You have to teach them that. Okay, make them more knowledgeable about the disease and the medical system, the insurance policies, the treatment methods, the basic medical terminologies. They should have appropriate information so they feel prepped and have established relationship with the doctors and nurses, so that if something like this happen again, they can discuss it with them. Okay, at this point, if they do not have been introduced to stress reducing interventions, including the community and hospital based support groups or mind body techniques or more traditional psychological support services, this is the good time to do so, and you should focus on that. Unfortunately, some patients experience multiple recurrence, not just one but multiple times. Response such as depressive symptoms, along with a loss of hope for a cure, anxiety surrounding an uncertain future, and fear of death are extremely common here. So, with each reoccurrence, most children and families appreciate additional psychological support as considered alternative research or complementary therapies along with that. And if additional treatment is not successful, the transition from curative to end of life care requires more intense involvement and difficult conversation with the child and family. Obviously, there is a possibility that in few cases, if no treatment option is working, then parents have to look for end of life care, which is the most difficult part of everybody's life. Okay, the difficult conversations arrived. Kaise dheere dheere, I mean, they have to start detaching, they have to accept the fate. It is very difficult and the intense moment for the entire family and the patient. So here, the psycho-oncologist role at this point is one, to ascertain that maximizing comfort is a value treatment goal for parents in their child's end of life care. Okay, like the parents should get the maximizing comfort for their child during that phase. Secondly, to encourage ongoing communication between the child and caregivers. ठीक है, एंड ऑफ लाइफ केयर चल रहा है, बट इसका मतलब ये नहीं दैट आप चाइल्ड से इतना डिटैच हो जाओ, यू स्टॉप टॉकिंग टू देम और यू स्टॉप गिविंग देम टाइम और यू इमोशनली विदड्रॉ. नो, द ऑनगोइंग कम्युनिकेशन विद द चाइल्ड्स अंडरस्टैंडिंग is important to assess the child's thought process, child's understanding and capacity to plan for his or her end of life, how the child is thinking, how the child is planning things up. So the process needs to be understood. Fourth, to address where the child and the family would like to be as the end of life nears. So you can ask them whether they want to stay in the hospital during that process, or whether they want to take the patient to home so that he has a comfortable environment during that phase. So to understand whether the child and family prefers a natural death or resuscitation process if the child stops breathing. So you have to ask for that also, that they are willing to have a natural death process, or in case the child randomly stops breathing due to the medical emergency, whether resuscitation should occur or not. Then sixth point, to provide accurate, sensitive and age appropriate communication until the child's last breath. So, the pediatric cancer experiences often lead to long-term relationships with the staff. Most families wish to maintain relationships with their child's oncology team after their child has died. This is difficult for some clinicians and not possible in many programs. So the parents often hold on to written cards and that are sent from the team that are cared for the child for years. Some centers offer bereavement services also. For those that do not have bereavement counseling resources within their facility, working with the family to obtain individual or group counseling or to have a referral information for such services is an essential component of compassionate and comprehensive care.